What's the most unfair punishment you received as a child? I was 12 and had never been in trouble at school, ever. I was the kid who reminded teachers about homework and actually raised my hand to ask questions. My mom used to joke that I was born with a rule book in my hand. It was this humid April day, and we're all crammed into the gym for some boring assembly about drug awareness or whatever. The bleachers were packed, it was stuffy as hell, and I'd forgotten to fill my water bottle that morning. Smart move, right? About halfway through the principal droning on about making good choices, I started feeling dizzy. My throat felt like sandpaper. I tapped my friend Jake sitting next to me and whispered if I could have a sip of his water. He nodded and passed it over. One sip, that's all I took, handed it right back and tried to focus on not passing out from the heat. Next thing I know, Mrs. Henderson is standing over us with this look like we'd just set the gym on fire. She grabbed both me and Jake by our shirts and marched us out of the assembly in front of everyone. The whole walk to the office, I'm thinking maybe she thought we were talking too much or being disruptive. No big deal, probably just a warning. Wrong. Turns out there'd been some incident at another school where kids were sharing water bottles with drugs in them, and apparently our district had just gotten this new zero-tolerance policy about sharing drinks during assemblies. The vice principal, Mr. Walsh, had this printed memo from the school board that he read to us like we were criminals. Sharing beverages during school events is now considered drug paraphernalia risk behavior. I tried explaining that it was just water. Jake tried showing them his bottle. They tested it and everything. Nothing but tap water. Didn't matter. 5 days out of school suspension for both of us. My parents were beyond shocked. My mom actually laughed when they called because she thought it was a prank. When they realized the school was serious, they demanded a meeting with the principal. The school wouldn't budge. Policy is policy, they said. Doesn't matter if it was actually drugs or not. The behavior itself violated the new guidelines. So there I was, sitting at home for an entire week while my perfect attendance record got destroyed. I missed my favorite teacher's volcano experiment that we'd been working toward all semester. Missed a huge science test that I'd studied for weeks. The worst part was when I came back. They made me sit at this tiny desk in the hallway during lunch for a whole month, right next to where the teachers stood to monitor kids, like I was some kind of dangerous criminal who couldn't be trusted around other students. Kids would walk by and stare at me eating my sandwich alone at the punishment desk. Some asked what I did wrong. When I told them I shared water with Jake, they looked at me like I was insane. The whole thing followed me for months. Teachers would give me these suspicious looks, like they were waiting for me to mess up again. My permanent record got marked with a drug-related incident for drinking water. Jake's parents ended up transferring him to private school because they were so disgusted with how the whole thing was handled. My parents considered it too, but we couldn't afford it.